Hey everyone, how is everyone? It's Sunday, it's the Barber Banter, and I just want to say welcome. Hi, is it Hani? Hani? Wendy, hey. Jeannie, Jania, is that how you spell it? Yeah. Sammy, hey. Jenny, hey. How is everyone? Cheryl, how you going? Sarah, how is everybody? Hi Megan, how are you? How is everyone? It's absolutely awesome to have each and every one of you with me. We're in COVID lockdown back in Melbourne, Australia, and today we had a power outage as well. So not only did we have COVID, we had no power. Wouldn't you think they would actually not do stuff like that? But no. Oh, thank you. Good day. Good day. I can't even say it. Good day, Di. How you going? Southern Illinois, how you going? All right, now before we jump on, I just want everybody to know that I have 10 paid readings available. Okay, now the way that this works is that I will take only $10 readings. So if you want to jump the queue, let me find, where is it? Settings? No, it's not there. Banners, maybe. Such a technotard sometimes. Maybe it's there. No. What's this? Oh, I found it. Here you go. Wait a minute. Is that it? There you go. All right. So getting back to you guys. So what happens is that, as you can see running across my screen, is bank details. Okay. So what you have to do if you want to jump the queue and definitely have a reading with me tonight, mini reading, I must stipulate that, a mini reading, mini reading, pay into that account and send me through the receipt, and admin will have a look at that, and I'll read for you. Now, in saying that, I don't want everybody else to nick off, okay? Because I will be doing other readings throughout this banter, so 2 hours. And what actually happens is that I will read for the people that pay, but I'll also be doing a lot of readings for people that aren't going to pay as well. So I just want all of you to know that don't jump off, because you know the chance that you will get a reading is still there. Okay, it's just that some people have a really pressing question, and you know they and if they definitely want to, they can pay that money and we'll go from there. Okay, so let me know if you've paid and then send me the receipt and we're all good to go. So that's that out of the way. Just quickly, for those of you that saw the advertising for the paranormal investigation that was supposed to happen yesterday, that didn't happen due to COVID. So we will be posting a date further down the track for that event, which is going to be cool. Now, guys, don't forget to share and like the page, because the more people that we can get on board, the more energy that comes on, and yeah, the more fun that the banters are going to be. So just a little heads up, share, like, get your friends on board, get your family on board, and bring them in for 2 hours of fun. Okay, let me just say hey to everybody. Who have we got on here? Hi, Megan. Nan's birthday. Oh, you lost last year. Bless. You're committing to 2 hours. Can we pay for another reading? If we, of course, you can pay for another reading if you had one last week. Hi, Francis. I am so upset about us not getting there yesterday, but we will get there. We'll put another date up. Don't worry. And Dunstan, how you going? Fiona, Livy, New South Wales. I'm sending love out to you. I'm good. Oh, bloody hell. Is that because of the power? You love my bow tie? I know I put a bow tie on for you tonight. Look at that. It's so hard to figure out which way it goes. There you go. I thought I'd be posh. And usually I used to wear bow ties for all my mediumship shows. So do you think you prefer the bow tie or the tie? I should take a poll, shouldn't I? You cried a river yourself. I know. It was such crappy. Anyway, let's get in and do some readings. Hey. Okay. Shall I pull some cards out then? Let's have a look. What am I going to use? What do I have here that we haven't used for a while? Let me see. Ooh, let's use the Beast of Albion. Let's if I can get it out of my shelf and not drop the others all over the floor. Yeah, okay. So this is the Beast of Albion by Miranda Gray. I actually worked on this deck, so it's a really big favorite of mine. Comes with a guidebook. I typed out the guidebook, the whole manuscript, all of that. I had to type it out because they lost the manuscript, and I have the original deck. So this is republished by Animal Dreaming Publishing, and I love these cards. Tie and bow tie. I don't think I've got enough neck for that. I've barely got enough neck for a bow tie. You love the bow tie. Hey, Bubba, how you going? You like tie? I love the ties because I can get the vintage ties, and the louder they are, the better. I think they're funny. So there you go. So if anybody wants to jump the queue, just remember the oh God, Dudu's not on yet, so I'm all right. Just dropped a card and another one. So if you do want to jump the queue, you can see the account is running there. What's Sammy sending me? Oh, you jumped the queue. Oh my God, you're so funny. Where are you? I don't know where you are. Anyway, Sammy Jane, let's have a card for you, huh? Hi, Georgie. Everyone loves a good loud. I know. See, honey, you get it. The bigger the tie, the louder the tie, the better the tie. That's my opinion. And yeah, I get so excited when I find big, loud ones. Hi, Beck Love Card, if you join to me. All right, let's have a look. So tonight I'm going to be working with Spirit. Tonight I will be doing readings for as many people as I can, guided by Spirit, of course. But again, if you want to jump the queue, you know how to do it. Okay, so Sarah, let's have a look here. Sammy, sorry, Sammy. Okay, let's have a look. Sammy. All right. Love these cards. Oh, wow. You've got the dragon. How cool is he? Look at that. Pretty wicked, isn't it? Okay, now I'm going to use the book just to have a quick look because I can't remember these, right? That's how long it's been since I actually looked at them. Even I have to look at cards sometimes because I just have so many decks and I just can't read them all. So just let me have a quick look. It's always funny. Whenever I get a new card deck, I always try and piff the book and actually get the interpretation myself. And that's how the best way to teach tarot and the best way to teach an oracle is to throw the book away. However, if any of you try and throw my book away when my card comes out, look out and be cranky because it's taken me 4 years to write. All right, 26. Let's have a look here. So we have the Wisdom Mythologian. Let me see what's it say. What's it say? So this is wisdom, okay, predominantly wisdom. And it just talks about if you have a look, if you actually get this oracle card deck, it's got so much Celtic history behind it. But to me, the dragon is the protector, okay. And way back when it said that the dragon was actually would protect everybody, and I remember years and years and years ago doing a meditation of protection, and what we actually saw was like the dragon actually tucking us under one of his scales. Okay, so for me it's twofold. The dragon is mystical, he's a step out of time, but he's also there as protection when we need him. Different types of dragon. This is the Celtic dragon, of course, okay. And if you actually have a look at him, there he is. He's absolutely beautiful. He's in gold, and he is sort of like protecting the jewels as well, okay. So I have to say to you that this particular card is about, you know, sometimes we can't see the protection, sometimes we can't see what's near and around us, but that doesn't mean that it's not there for us. Okay, Sammy. So I know that at times you're feeling alone. I know that at times you're feeling distant and disconnected, but just remember that you are protected. You're under that dragon scale, and he is flying with you at all times. He's also sitting on a nest of jewels in this particular card, and for me, the translation of this card is that the jewel is people near and around us. So he is protecting all of you. He's protecting those near and around you. He's protecting you, and of course he's there all of the time, even though you can't see him. So I hope that that is relevant for you at the present time. You know, there's a lot going on, and I just see you sort of like tracing back and checking your pathway, if that makes sense. And I just want to say to you, please don't look backwards, just keep moving forwards, and you will find your path again, because this is about direction also. Okay, it's a really big lesson. However, I do see you getting past it. The obstacles, he'll help you fly over, and you will get to where you need to be. But at the moment, you're in a really big lesson, but don't look back. I can't stress that enough. Don't look back, keep moving forward. So I hope that makes sense for you. Christy, how you going? All right. You know what? I'm going to put the cards down. And Christy, what's your question? Hi, Matt. How you going? Would love to hear from Spirit Free. I'm just having a look up here. Hi there. Come on, Christy. What's your question, Christy? What is that little? Is that a clapping hand? Like, what is it? Somebody's praying. M's praying. Work and love. Okay, you can only have one question, all right? You can only have one question. Let me just see what Spirit wants to work on for you. Work. Okay, transition is coming in for you. I know that there's a lot going on at work, and I see you unsettled. I see you restless, okay? It's almost like you want to move your entire desk and get out of there, because number one, I don't see a challenge with your work anymore, and you're the kind of person that needs that challenge and also the emotional support in your work environment. And I'm just not seeing that at the present time. Your shoulders being pressed on, so I wouldn't be surprised if you had that pain sitting in your shoulders. And also, I'm just feeling a little bit of disrespect coming from a higher source, if that makes sense. So I don't know whether that makes sense for you, Christy, but that's what Spirit is guiding me to, okay? So it's like that you just want to pick up your desk and move it out, move on. Like the desk that they're showing me is on wheels, which is really cool. Okay, now what I'm also going to say to you is that before you sort of like head off in another direction, I just want to say to you, pause for a minute, okay? Because there's several opportunities that you can choose from, and just make sure it's the right one for you, okay? I do see knowledge coming in as well. So I don't know whether you're thinking about studying or thinking about adding something else to your career, but Spirit's just guiding me to say slowly, okay? Just slowly move forward. Don't make haste, and let that sort of like unfold gradually, if that makes sense. So I'm going to leave that there for you, Christy, and love and blessings, and hope that makes sense. Georgina, how are you going? Okay, let me have a look here for you. Let me see what I can get for you. Okay, I don't know who near and around you has been having headaches, Georgina, but I do feel a lot of pressure in the head region, okay? Because they're just showing me somebody pressing on their head at the moment, okay? I am being guided towards heart issues or heart-related issues as well, because they're showing me this heart pumping, and then it's almost like it's being torn apart. So I know that there's been heartache that's been a reminder this week, if that makes sense. Heartache that's been a reminder. And there's a beautiful older lady that's actually sitting with you at the present time. And she's just saying, step out of your mind, okay? You're overthinking things, and step out of your mind. That's her message from you. And I do see this person as a beautiful grandmother figure, and very guiding, very loving, very nurturing, but frustrated because you're not listening to that inner guidance, okay? So I hope that makes sense for you, Georgina. And I'm going to leave that there for you. So I think that's pretty amazing information. Hi, Carol. How you going? Hi, Carla. Hi, Annabelle. All right, where are we going now? Matt. Okay, Matt, I'm going to jump in here. Let me see. Have you just been thinking about my love life? Okay, Matt, the first thing that I'm guided, or spirit's just going, you, pointing to you, okay? You need to love yourself, okay? I at the present time, it's almost like there's a disconnection. So I don't know whether you're sort of like not in the relationship or not emotionally in the relationship, or you've stepped out. But I just want to say to you, I just see you standing alone, okay? I see you standing alone, just questioning everything, okay? Whenever I see something like this, I'll tell you how I see it. It's like I've got a flower, right? She loves me, she loves me not. She loves me, she loves me not. And of course, this is all working psychically, not mediumship, which is proof of afterlife, okay? So all of you at the present time, what I'm actually doing is stepping in on a psychic level, and I'm getting the information, okay, from your inner souls, okay? That's where it's coming from, your soul. So just be aware that this is your journey that I'm looking at, and this is how things are at the present. Now, that doesn't mean that it can't change, okay? So, Matt, what I want to say to you is love yourself a little bit better, okay? And start to heal those emotions that are deep down and that are stopping you moving forward. You have a big fear program near and around you. And not only is it a fear of being good enough, it's a fear of being loved at the same time. So I just want to say to you, step back from a little bit, reevaluate where things are, because at the moment I just see this block in the middle of connecting to our partnership. So I hope that makes sense for you. I'm sending love across in spirit, and wishing you all the best. Where am I going now? Okay, Michelle, I'm going to jump in here. Michelle, I can feel that heartbreak. Oh my God, Ariana's just broke in. She's going to try and eat the fish food. I just feel like I don't know where I hope that this is going to place for you, but what I am seeing around you is deception. Okay, I'm seeing deception coming in here, and I feel that somebody hasn't been truthful. Okay, somebody hasn't been truthful, because what spirit's showing me is hiding in the shadows. Okay, so like all I can see is a person hiding in the shadows, so I have to place that. If that makes sense. I'm just having a laugh because the baby just sent me a photo. Seriously, this kid is crack up. I'll tell you about it in a minute. So I don't know whether that makes sense for you, but like somebody's sitting in the shadows, and there's an essence of not being truth, okay? Not being truthful, or words are not said, or words are what spirit's showing me is it's like something's being spoken, but it's being misinterpreted because it's all jumbled up, if that makes sense. So the words are all over the place, and there's a misunderstanding, or something's not being understood correctly, if that makes sense. But definitely something's going on there, and I'm just seeing that, you know, there's words that are untrue, there's deception sitting around there. Also too, I have to say to you that there's a beautiful male spirit there for you, and he is stepping forward at the present time. Now, I'm not going to go too much into it, but what he's showing me is just look after yourself and set your boundaries. That's his message for you. Look after yourself and set your boundaries. So I'm going to leave that with you, Michelle. Sending lots of love to you for healing your heart, and I hope that I hope that you find peace in the next few weeks. Hi, Liz. Hi, Christy, Fiona. Thank you, Reddit. Oh, Olivia, you didn't hear much because the kids were too noisy. Oh, hi, Nellie. How you going? Michelle, how are you? Nellie. How was Ringwood today, Nell? Was it good? All right, now don't forget, guys, if you want to jump the queue, my number's there, my account number's there running across the screen, and we can do that. Yeah, I am good. I'm just reading a message. Oh, it was shut. Of course, COVID. You keep seeing 444 everywhere. Oh, wow. Okay, so 44 me, 444 me. Melbourne she was on Zoom. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. What? Let me click on here. Emma. Okay. What I'm seeing. Okay. Whenever I see numbers, I automatically add them up. Okay. 444. Which is a 12. 2 and 1's a 3. Okay. And is that right? 4, 8, 12, 2 and the 3. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So for me, a 3 is it's about like moving forward in concepts and new ideas, new concepts, but actually starting to act on them and put them into play. Okay. 3 for me is also about not looking what you don't have, but looking what you do have at the present time. Okay. So some people will sit there like with a cup half full, and then some people sit there with a cup half empty. And I just want to say to you, remain positive. Okay, remain positive, because at times you look at what you don't have and what you're longing for, and adversely you sort of like need to start to just respect what you have done and how far you've actually come along, if that makes sense. Okay, now if I'm going to go with the 4 is actually about balance. And whenever I see the 4, I think of the medicine wheel, and I think of everything coming into unity. Going back to North American Indian medicine, the North Indian, or the North Indian, the North Eagle and the South Condor were once united, and then they split. Okay, then they split. So the North and the South split, and there's a philosophy or a prophecy. I mean, a prophecy that states that at some stage the two will reunite in balance. And so whenever I see the medicine wheel, that's what I think about: harmonious balance, everything coming back in. And that's exactly what the 4 means for me. So I know that there's balance coming in for you, but I also know that whatever you're working on, you are going to be moving forward in that. And I just want to say to you, keep moving forward. Don't worry about what you haven't achieved yet. Just look at how far you've come. That's the message from Spirit. And I do hope that makes sense for you. Alicia, 3 is your favorite number. What's your favorite number, guys? Let's have it. What's everybody going to say? Okay, let's keep moving forward. Don't forget to share, guys. Just reading some of your messages, seeing if I can pick up any that I've missed. Did I get the right one? Pamela, how are you going? I'm drawn to you with Spirit. Okay. So, oh, look here, 11. See, babe, that's my power number. Yeah, that's what's your favorite number, because it's me. All right, let's go. Look at you all. There's a 2, there's a 7. Hey, nobody's put up 666 yet. What's wrong with you? Hi, Vika. How you going? I was born on the 3rd of the 3rd at 3 minutes past 3. That is so cool, Alicia. That is absolutely amazing. I love synchronicity like that. It's really cool. First time watching. Who else is first time watching here? Lots of 11s coming up. Hi, Libby. How you going? Anyway, Pamela, let me get back to this reading because I am drawn with you. Let me see what I can get for you at the moment. I do see you questioning love as well, okay? And I do see my flower coming up again, questioning, he loves me not, or she loves me not. However, what I am wanting to say to you is look in the mirror, because what they're showing me is the Wicked Witch's mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all, okay? And it's not who you think it is. So many of us live in our lives and we put so much love and energy into other people. There you go. I thought I recognized that. 30th of the 3rd at 3:03. That's so cool. Anyway, so many people put so much time and effort into other people that they actually forget about themselves. And if you think of the mirror, it sort of like has enough of the evil queen, and starts being a bit nasty, because it just gets sick of it. This person full of ego carrying on, like a right twat, and then comes back to, you know, the beautiful princess. And so I just want to say to you, when you're looking in the mirror, what is it that you're actually seeing? Because I'm just being reminded to say to you, look a little bit deeper, okay? Don't be so vain, okay? Look a little bit deeper. Now, we're all not, you know, beauty queens. We're all not, you know, our flesh is not absolutely stunning, but you need to look behind that. You need to look at the heart and the energy and the generosity and the love and the dedication that you actually have, Pamela. And this is what I'm being guided to tell you at the present time. So the next time, you know, mirror, mirror, ask that question, who's the fairest animal? I want you to spit out real fast, I am, okay? And I truly, truly, truly want you to believe in that, okay? Because when we can believe that we are, you know, the best version of ourselves that we can be, other people are going to see that in us as well. So if you're going through life thinking that you're ugly, that's what you're putting out there in the world, and that's possibly what people are going to see. But if you actually have that beautiful energy, the self-esteem, people are going to be attracted to that, and you will find that life will pick up for you, if that makes sense. So I'm going to leave that there for you, Pamela. Sending lots of love, and I do hope that's answers some questions for you. Okay, now what I'm going to do quickly is throw in yes and no questions for everybody. Okay, yes and no questions for everyone. Hi, Isha, I experienced something today. It's hard to explain, but I'm hoping you're drawn to my energy to help me understand why I had to experience that pain and took so much from me. Okay, I'm going to pop you up there for now, but I've got people answering yes and no. Yes and no. Will I get to see my family this year, Jennifer? Yes, you will. Okay. Well, it depends. If you're overseas, no, you won't. If it's in Australia, yes, you will. People are still popping up numbers. Jennifer, is your family split between two countries? What's your questions, guys? Would the person I like want a relationship? Livy, I am being guided to say babe, can you grab me some water? I am being guided to say that the person that you're interested in is not ready for commitment. Yeah, Jennifer. I don't think so. Okay. I see both. So I do see that you get to see some people in Australia, but the ones that are international, I don't see that happening to sort of like after April next year. Are we moving soon, Wendy? No, I don't see that happening. Am I in the right job? Am I in the right job at the right place? Hang on, honey. I do see yes for some time, but I am wanting to say to you that there'll be a transition sometimes toward the end of the year. Not at the moment. I do see some sort of rental prior. Thanks, Cookie. What is this? Will he agree what I proposed? Esther, I read that as will he agree when I proposed? You have to wait to the 14th of February for that, right? Esther, I want to say to you there'll be a bounce back on that one, and it'll be like a midway agreement, if that makes sense. So I don't see that he will agree to all of it, but you know there'll be further discussions near or around it, if that makes sense. Dudu, you missed the card drop. Can you tell me why my stomach ache? My stomach ache is all about? Sarah, what I'm getting for you is some sort of a refinancing, something along those lines. Okay, so I do see a red pen at the present time. Spirit showed me a red pen. Now, I'm working psychically, guys, so I'm not doing mediumship at the moment. And so I see a red pen. Whenever I see a red pen, there's something further to be dealt with, okay, before you sign that signature, Sarah. So I'm not quite sure what has to happen there, but I feel like something's not filled out right, or something further has to be done. So I hope that makes sense. Where are we going now? No, Esther, it's not a proposal. I'm not meaning that that's how I read it. What I'm actually saying is whatever you have suggested to him, there'll be further discussion, if that makes sense. I don't see an outright agreement, but I do see discussion near and around the topic that you're wanting guidance on, if that makes sense. Is my new electrician more than just my electrician? Bisha, don't tell me you've gone for the handyman. That's hilarious. I'm seeing a question mark around that, Alicia. I do see, what I'm actually seeing, what Spirit's showing me is strings attached to that one. So go slowly, okay? And I just want to say, don't jump into the hot water just yet. There you go. All right, now I'm going to go over here. Recently reconnected with a side of my family I have not seen for 15 years. That's cool. That's cool. All right, I'm going to pause it there, guys. I'm going to go back to normal readings. And don't forget, if you do want to jump the queue, my number's running across the screen. And all you have to do is message me the receipt number, and I'm happy to read for you. Okay, Queenish. Let me have a look. Aisha, I experienced something today. It's hard to explain, but I'm hoping you're drawn to my energy to help me understand why I had to experience that pain, as it took so much for me. Aisha, sometimes we have pain in our life and we actually grow from it, okay? Now, there are people in our lives that we call soulmates, okay? And a soulmate essentially is a lesson teacher. And so we have all these people that come into our life, and suddenly we have this perception that we've been hurt by them. But what we've actually done is we've actually been taught by them, okay? We've been taught by them. And the way that this comes forward, the way that this comes forward, or the way that I can explain this, is if you look at bodybuilders, right? And you look at bodybuilders in the gym, they actually have to tear their muscles apart in order for their muscles to grow. Okay, so every time they're lifting weights, they're actually tearing those muscle fibers. And when the muscles heal, they become bigger and greater. And the same thing happens essentially with our souls. Okay, so sometimes we have to break to expand, and I do see that is this particular situation for you at the present time. So the answer to you is why I had to experience that pain. The answer is for your greater good and for growth. Okay, that's my answer to you. I hope that you can find peace in that and understanding, knowing that you're going to be better for it. Okay, so just remember that, okay? You are going to be better for it. Sometimes we have to break to step outside and to actually, you know, see a better version of who we are. And, you know, not everybody is with us for the journey that we have this entire life. So just remember, okay, if we have expectation in something, we're going to get hurt. But if we actually just approach our life with no expectation, and you know, looking at no outcome and just being in the moment, then we're never ever going to be disappointed. So that's a lesson I can leave with you, Isha, and I'm wishing you all the best. Okay, let me have a look here. Susie, I'm going to pop up you up here. I'm going to look at that in a second. Where am I going down here? Hi, Ruby. How are you? Sarah, how are you? Amara, how are you? Belinda, how are you? Your lights have been flickering. Oh, Spirit loves lights. We've got lights all the time, and Beck's grandmother just chooses a different one. Every time I change a light in the house, another one goes. I can't win. It's always something, okay? It's always something. Now, Does anybody have a question about mediumship, about any type of healing modality? Any questions that they're wanting to know about working with spirit? You can put that out there for a minute. Okay, Susie, can you tell me why my stomach ache is all about? Now, Susie, I'm not a medical doctor, okay, so I must stipulate to you that before I actually look at this question. And I do advise you get proper medical aid or proper medical attention. What I'm seeing for you, and I have to go with the clairvoyance that I've been giving, is that there's a lot of acidity in your stomach area. Okay, now twofold. I see this sort of sitting between the stomach region and like the ovarian region, if that makes sense. And I know that there is issues about mothering and motherhood sitting there, whether it's you and your mom or you and your kids or just you in general, talking about or feeling about mothering. But I'm more wanting to go to the stomach on this one because I am being guided to sort of like the sacral and solar plexus area here. Which is about sort of like sorting ourselves out and taking back our personal power. However, there is a little bit of inflammation there. Okay, now I'm not quite sure what that is caused by, whether it's a food allergy or something that you eat, but I'm just seeing that, there's too much acidic in there. And what I want you to try, and this is what they're showing me, again, I'm not a medical doctor, and I do, hope that you go and get this looked at, but try a spoonful of apple cider vinegar, okay? Bring that pH down a little bit and just see how it goes for you. So that's what they're showing me, and I'll be interested in get back to me and let me know how that works out for you. Rochelle, how are you? Where am I going? All right, here's a question. Belinda's asking, are people that have passed in my world always around me? Yes, they are. Okay, yes, they are. And I'm going to address this to everybody, everybody that is watching tonight. Just remember that whenever you're thinking of your loved one, they're there. Whenever you hear a song that reminds you of them, they're there. Whenever you pick up a piece of their clothing, they're there. Okay. Whenever you see a dove or a butterfly or a feather or anything that reminds you of your loved one, please know that they are near and around you. Okay, there's signs from the spirit world, and they are very present. They're always there, and they're always, looking after you and guiding you from the other side, if that makes sense. So, Belinda, the answer to that is yes. Okay. I get a lot of trance in me, but talking by them, I feel I fight not to talk or trust. Is there a better way to learn to trust and let go? Sarah, I would recommend going to a development class to work through that. I wouldn't recommend trancing on your own because you do need the proper foundations and, to be safe as well. So I would recommend a development class for that one. Whenever you're working with spirit, and we're talking about mediumship, the biggest thing is to trust what we're actually getting. Trust the spirit that you're talking to. Trust the information that they're giving you. And, don't step into the logic mindset. You've got a spirit in front of you. Talk to them. Get the information from them. And when you can do that, then you'll get clear information and clarity to go by. So hope that makes sense. Wendy, I love this. Okay, so quite often when I'm dealing with spirit, I'll get sent. Okay, sometimes with old men, gentlemen that have passed over, you get the pipe tobacco. Sometimes you might get the smell of oil because they've been working in the garage. Sometimes you'll get a smelly BO from somebody that just hasn't, washed for some time. But there are many smells that you can get. The old ladies, perfume steamrollers, they loved Avon. You know, a lot of them loved Avon. But if you go back, sort of like turn of the century, that time, you'll get beautiful sort of like lilac water and lavender water that they would have used. Sometimes you'll get a scent of like fresh linen. You'll get a sense of something that they would have baked that reminds you of them, you know, Nana's apple pie or Nana's cooking or baked dinner, something along those lines. But yeah, you will actually smell spirit. And sometimes you'll actually get like a sulfur smell as well. Okay, it's like rotten egg, but sometimes you can actually get that also, especially if a spirit's sort of like been hanging around for some time in some of the older buildings. I have had that experience before as well. Belinda, no. Okay, the answer to that is no. Spirit will come to you, but you need to learn to listen. Okay, trust what your mind is giving you. Ask the questions. Whatever jumps into your mindset, that's the answer to your question. Who comes to you spirit-wise? Honey, are you asking me who comes to me spirit-wise, or are you asking you who comes to spirit-wise? Not quite sure what you're asking there, honey. So yeah, figure that one out. How's everybody else going? I've got a beautiful person here has dedicated a reading to somebody, and I'm going to go here with Ian. Okay, so Ian, one of my beautiful followers has actually donated a reading for you tonight, and Spirit's guided me to choose you. Okay, so please know that you've jumped the queue, and this one is from you, from one of my followers who is absolutely beautiful, has the purest heart, and I'm so proud of this person as well. I'm not going to tell you who it is because this person likes to remain anonymous, but I'm sure that they send love across to you. So let me see. You are asked to join someone in starting a business up. The answer I get on that, Ian, is no. Okay, I am being told no on that because, you know, when you're working with friends and when you're working in another business, it can get a little bit tricky unless you're sort of like in a corporate situation where you have a board of directors and things like that. But I do see only two people involved in this at this time. Okay, and it's a little bit tricky because what I'm showing, or what I'm being shown by Spirit psychically, is that the balance beams, they're not even. Okay, now there might be a financial thing in there that's you know, that's even, on even keel, but the amount of work that gets done, I'm just seeing those scales tipping. And at the moment I don't see you know, anything stable in the ground. It's almost like, you know, you're building a building and, you know, there's nothing securing it there at the present time. I do see you overthinking things, Ian. Okay, there are a lot of things going around your head. Okay, and it's almost like you're pacing, you're ready to go, but you don't know what direction you're actually going to go in. What I want to say to you is just stand still and reserve your energy at the present time, because with that pacing, that nervous energy comes, and when it comes in, you're sort of like wasting it essentially. You've got such an intelligent mind and you've got so much to give people, but I want to say, give it to you. Why don't you start up your own business rather than join a business with somebody else? Okay, it may not be to the level, but you've all got to, you know, everyone has to start somewhere, and I'm just being guided. Start with you, and I do see growth coming in as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there, and that's a beautiful reading that's been gifted to you from one of my followers. So lots of love, and I do wish you all the best. Where am I going now? Hi, Beck Freemans. How are you? Who comes to you? Who comes to me? Oh, honey, I have lots of people coming to me. I deal with spirits every single day, and they're all different. Okay, sometimes they're people that I'm used to speaking to. Sometimes they're people that come in from my clients that I'm reading for. Sometimes, you know, they just pop in to say hi, hello. So it just depends. Being a medium, I'm open to spirit. And whenever somebody's got a message, or whenever somebody's got something that they want to, you know, send across, they come through. So the answer to that one is Yes, I have many spirits come forward. Okay. And I also get direction as well. I do have a couple of, spirit guides that I work with, people that were in the living world that have now passed over. They're very much, a big guidance for me. But something that I've learned recently is that we don't place too much energy in guides and guidance. Now, some people are going to go against this, but however, what I want to concentrate more on is, just the energy of the soul and connecting to the soul and that higher source. So yes, I do have people that come in, but nowadays I work more with the soul energy, and direct link to spirit or source, for want of a better word. How do you book a reading? You can go to my website. You can contact Facebook, and there's a booking page there. You can jump online now and pay $10 and have a reading. There are so many different ways you can actually get hold of me. My email is actually on my website as well. And if you go to my website, it is australianpsychicbarber.com.au. And you can certainly book a reading there. Hi, Melissa. Where are you going? Okay, Melissa is my cousin, and she's from the same lineage as I am, so incredible mediumship history there. I regularly protect my energy, but still feel exhausted, drawn into things. What else can I do to amp up the protection? Melissa, cut the strings, pull them out, okay? There are people that are dragging you down, ties that attach. All right, now, okay, you can protect yourself, but those ties still bind. Energy goes where attention flows, okay? And, when we have people in our life that are sort of like on a lesser vibration or a lower vibration, they do try and drag us down. And it's so much energy trying to pull ourselves back up again, okay? You can amp up the protection by asking your soul to please put up my protection. Stay grounded. See yourself grounded, okay? Believe in that grounding. One of the biggest things that I believe is whatever you invoke in your life is what will actually happen. So if you see yourself protected, if you see yourself grounded, if you trust in the protection and grounded, then you will lift that vibration. So I hope that makes sense for you. And so nice to have you on the Banter tonight. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right, Christy. I have studied so much over the years on the twin flame phenomenon. Okay. And one thing that I do know with the twin flames is that a twin flame is not a relationship. Okay. It's not a relationship. It's a union, and both souls come together for the greater good and for a teaching purpose rather than the purpose of being in this, wow, bang, smashing love affair, okay? A twin flame will set you up. A twin flame is like a mirror, and they will show you every single thing that you need to work on. Now, some twin flames, yeah, they are together, okay? Usually there's a huge age difference, okay? And usually they come together after after they've separated and gone upon their journey and learned what they need to learn, then they might come together, okay? So I would be really wary about using the term twin flame with the intention of it being solely a love affair and a loving relationship. Okay, it is about learning. It is about the two of you coming together for the greater good of man. And when your souls come together, it's just that evolutionary energy, that higher energy. You've peaked in what you need to learn. And look, some people, everybody has essentially. Under the understanding of the twin flame, everybody has a twin flame. Now, very rarely, from what I believe or what I've learned, do twin flames incarnate at the same time. So sometimes they're over in spirit, and sometimes they're here, and vice versa. But rest assured that you will be learning some big lessons if you have found your twin flame. What do you see in my future for love? Well, I think I've just said it there, Christy. You need to focus on you. You need to focus on your lessons. You need to sort of like move forward and just keep going on your path, okay? Love will come in and out of your life throughout your life. And there are so many different types of love. And just let go of the expectation. Keep going where you're going, and whatever happens is meant to happen, and that is for the greater good of yourself and your soul, of course. So I'm going to leave that there, and I hope that makes sense for you. Is it a soulmate? A soulmate is somebody who, Susie, a soulmate is somebody who teaches lessons as well, okay? They come down onto this platform with us, and they, they sort of like put everything in front of us again that is going to test us. So they will rub our feathers the wrong way. They will, teach us some horrific lessons, but they'll also teach us some good lessons as well. So for me, a soulmate is a teacher, but soul tribe is, when you just meet somebody and you know them, or you've known them for some reason, but you've never met them before, but you just have this incredible connection. That's a soul connection as well. So there are so many different connections that we have with other people as souls. Soul tribe. Where are we going now? Will me and Killian sort things out and get back together? Aqua, here you go. Here from we're coming in from YouTube. Aqua, I want to say to you, there needs to be separation. Okay, I do see conflict coming in, and I just think that at the present time you need to step away, and you need to just sort of like focus on yourself. Okay, what Spirit's showing me is two magnets, and what's actually happening with the magnets is that both of you on a different polarity at the moment. Okay, so no matter how far or how much you try to come together at the moment, you are going to sort of like push each other further away. So presently at this particular moment, I just want to say to you, work on yourself, focus on yourself, and down the track, I'm not going to say there is a reunion, but if there is, then I wish you all the best. If there isn't, then you are going to be okay either way. Hope that makes sense. Let me have a look here. Rebecca Freeman's, I hope it's not too late. I paid to jump in the queue. Need help. I put a deposit on a rental in Sydney to move from coast. I'm scared now, wondering if it's good move for me and the family, or let go of the deposit and stay. What I'm getting guidance on this, Rebecca, is to actually go. I know that Sydney and up that way is a scary place at the present time, but it doesn't matter where we go in the world, we're going to hit COVID, okay? And look, unfortunately, while there is factual evidence based around this pandemic, we can't let it stop us from living either. And I just, what I'm actually seeing is change is good. They're showing me a U-Haul, funny enough. And it's almost like pack up, have a go. This world is about living. And, if you find you get up there and you don't like it, there's nothing that says you can't come back. So at the moment, I'm going to say yes on that one. And I just want to say to you, get up, have a fresh breath of air, and just see how you like it. If you like it, stay. If you don't like it, come back home. But just remember, there's choice, okay? Don't lock yourself into a belief system that you don't have choice. Where am I going here? Lena's got on here. I agree with what you've said about guides, Beck. I work with the soul energy, and that for me comes from the source of universal energies. Bang on there, Lena. Totally agree. Okay, totally agree. What's Christy saying here? Thank you. This is what I needed to hear. He was considerably older, a great love. Learned so much about myself from him. Ended the relationship as I felt it had run its course, but needed to hear that was the right decision. As he's one of the most pure people I've encountered. Christy, he will never be gone from your life, okay? He will never be gone from your life, but at the moment, you need to concentrate on you, okay? The connection we make in the course of a life, maybe that's what heaven is, Mr. Rogers. Thank you, Mel, for that. I'm going to pop that up for everyone to see. Jennifer Brown, I have a very close male friend from my younger years. Why is he refusing to stay friends? Jennifer, what I'm getting on this one is that he has like this fantasy he has a fantasy of what were you like, what you were like when you were a little bit younger, okay? And you know, we're not those people anymore. We're not the people that was, you know, 15 and 16. We're not the people that were 30 and you know, 35. All is constantly evolving, and I think that if you did get into this type of relationship, then there's going to be disappointment because you're not those people. And I think that he has this belief system that, you know, you were this person that he wanted way back when. So I don't know whether that makes sense, but that's what I'm being guided to say. I've done 6 edits on my children's book while I get a literary agent. Livy, I want to say take a break on that one. Okay, pause on that one. You can submit your manuscripts to unsolicited publishers, literary agent possibly. But at the moment, I'm getting a pause on that and a question mark on it. What I'm actually getting is just, you know, work on yourself for a minute. Take a pause on that because I do see the focus on this piece of work. Sometimes when we're so focused on a piece of work for so long, we start to not pick up things, okay? It's like when you skip over something time and time again, you miss the typos, you miss the, you know, the cross your T's and dot your I's and those type of things. And what I'm getting is that, you know, what spirit is actually showing me, what the soul's showing me is a magnifying glass, and you're looking too close at this. So step outside the box a little bit, look near and around you, take those blinkers off and actually see what's around you that can actually help you move forward. Don't have your hope set on one particular thing, all right? Don't keep your eggs in the one basket. Spirit's got this egg basket and pipping all these out and just, you know, just have a go. Step outside, take the blinkers off, and you will be able to move forward then. All right, guys. So I'm going to just reiterate, if anybody wants to jump the queue, you can take my bank account details or the bank account details there, send me the receipt, and I'm happy to read for you. All right, let's have a look here. I've already put that up there for there. Okay, let's have a look. Where do you send the receipt? Mara, just send it to my Facebook page and we'll pick that up there. Okay, let's have a look. What else have we got? Have you ever been scared in a read? Yeah, honey, I have. Years and years and years and years and years ago, I was doing I think I was doing a reading actually with my crystal skull Simon. And for those of you who don't know, I have worked internationally with a crystal skull. It's 25 pounds made out of smoky quartz, and it's just the most incredible spiritual being. And I was doing a healing, and this person was sitting in front of me, and the venue that I was working out of was not my office, so it was somebody else's office. And the person sitting in front of me was like, suddenly his face started to all contort and he started to roll his eyes back in his head. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my goodness, what's going on here? And I remember looking around the room thinking, okay, there's a smudge fan there and I don't know what smudge is here. And, you know, is this dude possessed? So I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. And I was thinking, like, what the hell is Simon doing to this? Like, do I get out? Do I jump? Is there somebody out there that can help me? It was a little bit scary because I hadn't seen anything like that before in any of my readings or healings. And I've done thousands. And so, yeah, it was just like the most surreal experience. And then suddenly he just snapped out of it and went, oh, that was the most amazing thing I've ever had, Beck. Thank you so much. And I'm like, well, I'm really glad, but you just scared the shit out of me. So yeah, it was really funny. Where am I going with? $10, Belinda, to jump the queue. Yeah, I've had quite a few experiences. Some of them have been paranormal, and yeah, some people that I've met have been pretty special. And look, each to their own. But sometimes I do meet people, and I kind of think, okay, which house did you escape from? Bless their hearts. And you always find that around a full moon, there's a lot of quirkiness that comes in with readings and healings as well. So yeah, pretty cool. Aisha, is it? Ashna? I would like to know about the together with my husband. Things for us has gotten worse. Okay. Ashna, what I'm actually seeing is that you're too close together. You're in each other's energy too much. Okay. What I want to say to you is focus on your own path. Do things for yourself, and you know, don't get too much in his face. Okay. And vice versa. I do see him going through some things at the present time, and I just see push, push, push. So back off a little bit, give him some space, and I'd be surprised if things didn't, you know, get a little bit better for you. Look, I can see that, of course, there is some angry energy sitting there. I can see some orange and red sitting there in the auric field. And I can see a lot of draining energy going on as well. I know that you're on edge. I know that you're walking on eggshells, but communication is the key, okay? Come to the table with what you're willing to accept, what you're not willing to accept, and then talk it out between the two of you. I'm a big believer that there's nothing that you can't talk out, okay? Too many people run from relationships these days because it's so much easier to get into another one. And it's like there's dump one and getting another one. And you know, people aren't willing to work for their relationship because it's so easy to get out of. And so I just want to say to you, if it's worth it to you, work for it. If it's not, then you have a choice. Anyhow, I'm going to leave it with there. Oh, Cheryl, you have got no idea some of the stories that I've got. They're just so kooky, especially the paranormal ones. They're just like, oh my goodness. Tell me your spooky stories, guys. Let's hear them. Let's hear some. I've been trying to break into the real estate market for over a year to buy a home. Wait, hang on a minute. I've been trying to break into the real estate market for over a year to buy a home for my children and I, but I seem to be hitting roadblocks. Do you see this in my future? Christy, what I'm getting is timing on this one, okay? I am getting timing, and I'm getting change your location, all right? Change your location. Once you apply those, and September is going to be a month for you to actually watch. But what I'm actually seeing on that one is, you know, it's the wrong timing and the wrong place. Could I get a reading, please? That's what you love. What do you love? I didn't even know what I said. Just remember, guys, when I'm working with spirit, quite after I spit it out, I have no clue what I've said to you. So you have to remind me, okay? You have to remind me, because it just comes in and out, and it's just like, it comes in, spit it out, and then it's gone again. So whatever guidance I'm giving you on a spiritual level, whether it be psychic or mediumship, I don't have a recollection of that after I've said it. Okay. The other thing I want to say to you is that I'm shocking with names. Okay. Because I'm reading for so many people, and because I'm working on a spiritual level, I don't recognize names. So please don't be offended if you have to repeat yourself 10 times. It's not that I'm trying to ignore you or forget you. It's just that I'm a conduit sitting in the middle, and it's just flowing right through. Susie, you had a black goop come over my car driving late at night. Black goop. Wow. Maybe it's like a monster penguin that's pooped on your car or something. I'm not quite sure. Don't know about that one. I do see that, you know, sometimes there is some paranormal stuff going on. But I've never seen that. I've seen a shadow figure, so that I know that, you know, they are real. I have seen that. I've actually caught that on camera. But the black goop, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's some type of residual energy that's coming in there. But I'd have to actually see it to assess it. Christy, is it Christy? No, it's not Christy. It's Susie. So I'm not quite sure on that one. Phillip Island is detached from the mainland as well, and of course there's other islands near and around that. So I'm not quite sure. My guess it would be some type of residual energy. And I put my money on it being indigenous as well. I'm not quite sure of what the indigenous history is of Phillip Island, but I am just seeing indigenous stuff there. And I know that there's a lot of ceremony that goes on there, and it could be a ward or something like that from, you know, centuries ago. All right, guys, a lot of you are popping up a few questions. I am going to try and answer just one for everybody, so please don't keep asking questions. Cheryl, what have you put here? I did a ghost hunt at Beechworth Asylum with another medium a few years ago when I was connected with Lizzie. Oh my God, I know Lizzie. So Cheryl, Lizzie's in the maniacal, isn't she? The women's maniacal. Can you confirm that? Because I know her too. She actually scared the living daylights out of the tour group that I had up there. Yeah, really freaky. Was that a male that you actually toured with, Cheryl? But yeah, I know her very well. Cheryl, I did tours of Beechworth for quite some time. And yeah, she comes flying out that door, and she is quite aggressive. But she's more bark than bite. She's more bark than bite. But yeah, she's I just remember there one night I had all my tour people standing outside the women's maniacal, and they were just lined up against that back window, Cheryl, and she come flying out of her dorm and scared. She actually touched somebody, and the poor girl had a panic attack, and yeah, we had to you know, pull her down, which is really sad. But she recovered, but she never forgot it. I just had a chuckle because I know what she's like. All right, let me go up here. Christy, how? Oh, she's 15. Okay. My 15-year-old has been seeing shadow people. Okay, Christy, sometimes an adolescent will actually see things, okay? And that's partly due to frustration. If your daughter's a little bit, you know, disgruntled at the present time, they can bring in that type of poltergeist energy. Again, I don't know. I'd have to assess it personally to be able to figure out what it actually is. But I do know that a lot of teenagers will actually manifest things in their life at that particular time. It's just that they're stuck in that in between. They're not adults, they're not kids anymore, and it is frustrating, and just that energy gets caught in there. So it could possibly be that. I'm not going to discount that it's not a shadow person, but I would think more along the lines that it's you know, just the energy and just those channels opening and closing. Melanie, the answer to that is yes, most definitely. Sending love and blessings. It's always horrible when you lose a pet. Now, where have I gone? I missed a question up here. Hang on. Just reading. I missed a. When we were given a beheading sword and the owner passed at the moment he came to mind. What? The owner passed at that moment he came back to mind. Yeah, Francis, that's so cool. I would love to do some psychometry with that sword. So that's something that we can actually do when we're up there. Yeah, Mel, that doesn't surprise me. Belinda Rogers, okay, I'm going to pick you up because you have paid. Do you have a question, Belinda? Danielle Howard, I'm just, I see that put under other paperwork, so it will be some time. You know, I think there'll be a few months before you'll actually hear back from that. Of course, things can change, but where things are at the present time, I see a pause, And I just think there's other things pressing for the processing department that are needing to be looked at the moment. That doesn't mean that it's not going to come forward. It just means that there's going to be some time in between. Do I have a spirit? Okay, Belinda's question is, do I have a spirit that's upset with me? Belinda, I don't believe that spirit is upset with us, okay? What I actually see is more sort of like your perception of somebody being upset with you, okay? When when somebody crosses into the afterlife, all of those belief systems and all of those human emotions like fear and anger and frustration and pain and suffering and all that sort of stuff, when spirit crosses over, all of that goes because it's human. Okay, it's human. Now, I know that people will see spirit come forward and they'll do certain things, but that's an imprint of the soul of what they would have been like when they were living on this plane. Okay, but it doesn't mean they're like that now. Okay, it doesn't mean that they're like that now. What I would say to Belinda is, have a look at yourself and ask yourself, where have you upset somebody? Okay, where have you upset somebody in your life? Okay, because my training as a Toltec master always made me look at other people. So whenever there's conflict near or around, have a look at yourself and where you caused that for somebody else. So my answer to that is no, I don't believe that spirit is upset with you, because spirit has pure heart and comes from a pure source. And I would be looking closer to, where have you done that for you? Because spirit's being a mirror, asking you to have a look at, your life, your physical life, and where things are unsettled in that particular area. I hope that makes sense for you. Carly, can you get us into that pub by any chance? Kate, you paid, did you? What's your question, Kate? You're welcome, Danielle. I hope that made sense for you. Is my mum okay? I slept, walked, and woke up in her bed, which I've never done before. I just don't feel her with me since she passed. Kate Louise, your mum is always with you, okay? Your mum is always with you. Sleepwalking, I believe that you are sort of still in touch with your consciousness. It's just your subconsciousness. And I believe that, we can actually walk. Not everything is done through our eyes. You see, we have this perception near and around us. And if you're actually in tune with things, you will be led where you need to be, okay? You've gone to where your mum's energy is. And even though you may not be able to feel it, it's still there. Even like on a psychometry level, it might be on the doona cover, it might be on the furniture in the room. It's still holding your mum's energy, and you've been naturally drawn to that, okay? We're drawn to what we need in that moment. And even though you can't feel her, she's still very much there. She's still present there, and she's sending lots of love, okay? So just be aware of that. Hi, Carmen. Where are you from? You're telling us that you're new? There's so many people that are jumping on talking about, am I moving house? I don't think anybody's moving anywhere, to be honest, at the present time. I do see you, Dee, staying where you are at the moment, maybe moving towards the end of the year or the year after that, okay? So yeah, just be aware that at the moment I see you staying where you are presently, okay? I'm not quite sure whether there's renovations going on near and around you as well, but just hold on to that too. And Spirit is showing me the clock, okay? And it is clicking very slowly. So things are taking their time. However, if you put that invitation in and you manifest it, then of course you're going to be moving where you want to. Hi, Carmen. Where are you from? Okay, Carly, what's your question? Yeah, probably cool. Energy's moving. Yeah, that's for sure. New York. Wow. What's the weather like over there? Isn't that such a wanky thing to say? What's the weather like? Rupali, you may ask anything you want, okay? If I'm drawn to you, I will answer your question. However, if you want to jump the queue, you can certainly pay $10, and I'm happy to do that for you. It's hot, is it? You heard that Canada was you know, really suffering with that as well. I wanted to know if you could see anything for my daughter, the one I messaged you about. Carly, remind me. Okay, remind me what that is, because I have no clue what you messaged me about. I'm sorry. Oh, guys, you're going so fast. Hang on. Let me see. Does my... It's hot there. Hi, Carmen. That's so cool. What do you do for a living? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Does my boss like me more than in a professional way? I doubt. Please confirm if it's true or not. I have been sensing, but thought it's my doubt, but I constantly sense. Okay. Rupali, what I want to say to you is keep your work, and your private life, okay? So many people make the mistake of becoming involved with their bosses, okay? Because whenever we're in a working situation and somebody above us is, you know, a mentor or somebody we hold high respect, our emotions can sort of like be a little bit twisted, because we put on the rose-colored glasses and we look at them through, I guess, an inspiration more than a loving energy, okay? So they make you feel good in that moment. However, you know, the reality is it may not be like that. So what I want to say to you is, unless he particularly comes forward, or unless they come forward, you know, not getting caught up in whatever sex is sex, I just want to say to you, you know, don't lose energy to it, okay? Because work is work and private life is private life. And, you know, I'm a bit of a believer that you shouldn't mix the two. It's a bit unprofessional. However, that's my personal opinion, and everybody's open. You know, everybody's welcome to their own interpretation and their own opinions, if that makes sense. Yeah, he might be overly sweet, but you know, I think you need to concentrate on yourself a little bit more. Hi, Kira. Can't believe you killed the fish. Poor Bosco. Where am I going? Kate, give me the answer to that question, please. Rupali, I've already answered your question. If you do want to pay $10, my bank account details are there, and I'm more than happy to answer a little bit more for you. Carly, can you message me privately, because I have no idea the details of that. What's this one? Donna, since my dad passed, his partner won't let us at the house. I feel like I didn't have closer just to sit in the backyard, and I grew up with be raising. Donna, I'm not understanding your question, sweetheart. Since your dad passed, his partner won't let us at the house. Okay, I get that. I feel like I didn't have closure. Closure? Is that closure? I feel like I didn't have closure, and you just want to sit in the backyard that I grew up with. Okay, Donna, what I'm understanding from your question is that you didn't get closure with your dad's passing, and you would really love to connect with the energy that you had from your childhood. Okay, maybe what I'm being guided to tell you is communicate with this person. Let them know that you know, you're not a threat. You don't want to take anything from them, and just, you know, just explain to them you just want that opportunity for closure, and you know, be really appreciative if they could accommodate that. Okay, I think this person is feeling very threatened at the moment. They're going through their own grief, so just sort of like gently maybe write them a letter explaining how you're feeling, and, you know, explain that you're really empathetic towards their grief, and you don't want to cause any friction, but you really would like that opportunity to heal, and would be most appreciated if, you know, they could, if you and her could come to an agreement. Carly, I just, you can message me tonight. I feel like it's a bit personal to actually talk about on here, Carly. So message me the question now, and I will get back to you. Where do pets go? Where they leave us? Same place, Melanie. They go back to source, okay? They go back to source. They have souls too, and they leave their physical bodies behind, and they go back to source. So they are very much in spirit. Quite often in a reading, I'll see a cat walk past. I've got a little rat named Bear who comes forward in readings for my, for my friends. I never see him, but he does come forward in messages. And, I always wondered whether he was happy just like you guys. I can't read for myself. And it's always, such a nice thing to be able to get closure and to just know that everybody's okay. Now, I know that everybody's okay, but, when you do love things and you do love people, you do like to know that they're fine. Sweetheart, can you let that monster child in because she's banging on the door? Hi, Eliza. I haven't heard from you for ages. Okay, Carly, I'll have a quick look. All right, I'm going to jump in here. So this is hello. You know the girl, Ariana. Seriously, get a Maine Coon. They said. All right, let me have a look here. Carly, what was it? Hang on, I've got to go back and find your question now. Where is it? Mental. Oh, okay. Yep. Righto. Thank you, Carly. I wanted to know if you could see anything for my daughter. This one. Okay, Carly. What I'm seeing there for her is frustration, and a lot of frustration. Okay. I'm wanting to say to you that what Spirit's showing me, or what her soul is showing me, is building blocks. Okay, and she's actually trying to build a foundation on which she can grow from. Okay, and there's a bit of frustration because those what are they, Tupperware balls? Yeah, I remember these. They were for kids, and they were a ball, and they had like square shapes and triangle shapes and diamond shapes and round shapes, and they had these little yellow blocks that you had to pop into these circles. That's what Spirit's showing me. Okay, or that's what I'm being shown, and it's almost like she's trying to put things in there, but it's not the way that it was. So her entire life and the way that she sees the world has changed. Okay, and I do see an external influence on that. She's very spiritual and she's very empathetic as well. Okay, very empathetic as well, and there's so much that she takes on energetically. So I would be working with crystals, to be honest. Crystals like smoky quartz, black tourmaline, black obsidian, and just sort of like grounding her that way. Something else, Carly, that I'm also being shown is, those flotation tanks that you can get, that those, those things that you just float around in. It reminds me of the episode of Ab Fab where Patsy and Eddie got on one and they didn't want to get out. And, it reminds me of that whenever I see these flotation tanks. However, they are supposed to be very, very healing. The other thing that I am being drawn to, Carly, and it's something that you can do with her, is a sound healing. Okay. Now, one of my dear friends, Katie Underwood, runs public sound healing evenings, and I think it's under Underwood Healing. If you have a look on Facebook, and you can actually book tickets to go and do one of these. But I do see that you need to bond with her a little bit more, okay, because she's sort of like flapping around in the wind, and you can actually ground her. She might not be able to ground herself right now, but you can actually ground her. Also, too, I'm being drawn to her diet as well, and I want to put protein into it. So I don't know if she's trying the vegetarian thing at the present time, but I do want to put protein into her diet and bring her down, because I'm not convinced that her diet is a little bit all over the shop, and we're sort of like heading towards an eating disorder. So please look at the things that I've told you, because I do believe that they will help her out. If you're having trouble getting any crystals, where am I going to go with this? Cheryl, can you sort that out, please, with Carly? Okay. All right. I'm going to leave that there. I hope that makes sense for you. And I'm going to move on here. See what else. So I can study and medical now. I'm like, hi, Melanie. Do you know what? I haven't done any mediumship tonight, have I? You have crystals. Okay, so Carly, it's the smoky quartz. It's the obsidians. Okay, black obsidian, brown obsidian, These beautiful grounding stones. Don't try the hi Ari. What are you doing? You drinking another fish tank? I that's the crystals that I'm getting drawn to mostly. Okay. And also, this cat. Also, if you can get it, some lithium quartz. Now, it is a little bit harder to get. If you have trouble, let me know and I'll order that. But I do want to say that get some lithium quartz. It's really good for people that suffer with mental issues. Check this cat out. I got to show you her. Drinking out of the fish tank. You see her? All right, what are you doing? Crazy cat. I don't notice until you guys say something. It's a face out of the fish tank. There you go, Cheryl. Carly, Cheryl's Divine Crystals. Have you got lithium quartz, Carly? Yes, Kate, I do believe that that connection is right for you. But I want to say to you, don't rush, okay? Don't rush. Don't rush. All right, okay. Right, let's get some mediumship going, hey? I've answered a lot of questions tonight, and let's bring some spirit in. No lithium quartz. Okay. Okay, what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to work a little bit different, okay? And I'm going to start with a message for somebody, okay? And what I'm actually getting is that the journey and the heartbreak has been for a reason. It's to actually make you move forward, and it's to allow you to rise above that which keeps you held below. Now, I'm going to translate that a little bit different. So basically, the message that I've got from Spirit coming through is that, you know, you've been through some hard times recently, and that the entire reason behind that is because people in your life have actually held you back, okay? You know, have clung off you, have dragged you down, both emotionally and physically, okay? And the message that I've got is coming from a beautiful female, okay? She's absolutely gorgeous. I'm giving the number 62 as well. So this beautiful lady would have passed over at the age of 62. And what I'm actually seeing with her is that she's walking down a cobbled street, okay? And I feel this is in England as well. So it must be somebody's grandmother that I'm actually working with, okay? So she's given that incredible message across, and she's showing me the age in which she passed, and she's also showing me the path that she walks. And it's like the beautiful old cobble roads that you actually get in the UK. It's only a small road, and she's showing me walking along that road as a little kid, and she just remembers how big the pavement were at that particular time. So it's like little feet walking on a big road, and she's just saying, like, this is what it's like for you at the present time. You know, what she's saying to me is that, you know, the world that you're living in, it seems so huge, and the steps that you need to take forward seem so big. But she's saying, you know what, eventually you grow into the steps and you grow to become that beautiful person that you are. Okay, now she's showing me her hands, and they're absolutely beautiful. They're well manicured, and this beautiful lady also played the piano. So is anybody placing her? Okay, she's showing me this beautiful old piano that she would have played. So can anybody place her? She's really an amazing lady. Honey, no, she's not saying who she's for. Okay. But I do know that she you know, she played the piano. I say she's from the UK. And let me see what else. I'll just ask you some more information. This beautiful lady had a a partner or a husband who was in the war, because what she's showing me is letters, and I know that the person that she's wanting to connect with still has those letters. Okay, so they're old letters in a box. They might be bound up with some string, but it's just some beautiful, beautiful memories that have been written down, and it's been handed down through the family. So I know that somebody that's watching tonight has her letters. Okay, and it's like romantic letters, like the Notebook kind of. So who would this be placed with, please? Come on, guys. I know that she's there for somebody. Who is right, okay. This lady's just given me the name Alice as well. Okay, she's given me the name Alice. So I don't know if that makes sense for somebody or if that helps out with somebody, but she's given me the name Alice. UK connection, a memory with cobblestones. Judy, I no, her name's not Judy. Eliza. Can anybody connect to this beautiful lady? She's given me the name Alice. She's showing me a connection with the UK. She's given me a message that the reason why things have happened in your life is to make you grow, and also make you realize that you've outgrown people near and around you. Okay. She's showing me her hands and playing the piano as well, and her piano may actually still be with somebody as well. It may not be played anymore, but it's there and being handed down. So can anybody place her? And of course, the name Alice has come through as well. This person might be for somebody near and around you guys, so think outside the box a little bit. Might be for somebody near and around you, somebody in your family, somebody that you know, a friend perhaps, somebody you work with, but she's definitely coming forward tonight. And she's also talking about, she's just showed me in an article in a piece of paper. So there's a newspaper article, and she's also showing me owning racehorses as well. Okay, so I have to. Your mum's name was Alice, but don't think she was from the UK. Donna, would it make sense that your grandma was from the UK? Or family from the UK? Because that's what she's connected to. She's given me the name Alice, and those are the memories that she's shown me. So I don't know whether you can verify that. She played the piano. She's showing me walking down the streets. It does look like the UK to me. It feels like the UK to me, as she's showing me what's going on. And there's also a newspaper article. So I don't know whether the person that I'm needing to connect with has either been in the newspaper or written a newspaper. That there's a connection to the newspaper or news article that is really relevant in the last couple of weeks as well. Okay. This beautiful lady used to like stitching or hand stitching as well, embroidery. Okay, sorry, my mum. So your mum's mum, um, your mum's mum is named Alice, okay? Donna, like I said, it looks like the UK, all right? But if I retract the UK and just say there's cobblestones wherever this lady is walking down as a younger person, there's cobblestones, and there's letters somewhere, letters from a loved one as well. So I know that's really strong, okay? Letters from a loved one. She's making reference to those, and then being in a box or put in a box and held. Does that make sense? Oh wow, Sammy, that's absolutely gorgeous. Okay. I love this because she's really specific about these letters that were given to a loved one. Okay, which is absolutely beautiful. Ari, seriously, that's not going to happen. So you don't know who you don't know who she was, Sammy? Ariana, get off. No, Beck Freeman. I'm not drawn to that. I'm really drawn to Sammy, actually. Um, she was approved. Do you know her name, Sammy? Love letters in the garden shed from a previous owner. They were there when we bought the house, and we have left them in their place. It was forbidden love. We contacted women in the. Oh, that's so sad. Sammy, I look, I don't, you can't verify the rest of the details, but these letters were really, really strongly coming forward. She was talking about the letters, okay, really, really important, okay. So I have to hold on to that. And the name Alice was given to me, okay, so I have to be there. Now the message, Sammy, I don't know whether this makes sense to you, but the message is, and as she came in right from the word go with this message, was about, you know, letting go of people that are dragging you down, okay. And this can mean like letting friends go that you've had for some time, and just moving forward. So I don't know whether that makes sense to you, but that was her message, and it was really specific, and the letters were really specific as well, okay. And I don't know whether you recall these letters being with a loved one that had been to war, but I do see that this person sort of like never came back, if that makes sense. Now that can either be with never coming back into her life or never coming back. Either way, that's what I'm being told to say and told to tell. But the message that she's wanting to say most definitely is that things have happened the way that they've happened, so that you can lift your vibration, move on for the better good of you. So I don't know whether you can verify that, but I'm going to leave that there. I do feel she's with you, and I'm sending lots of love because she has brought through a message, okay? And something else that's always there is something else that she's also showing me is that it's very humbling to her. Um, you know, very humbling to her that you still have those letters and that you're protecting them, okay. No war, he died in their driveway after visiting the home we purchased. Wow, that's crazy. All right, somewhere there's a war connection there. All right, Sammy, I'm going to leave that there. I know that you know, I know that you will you know, you will make sense of that. And I'm also getting a George connection too, so I don't know whether his name is George or there's a George associated with that. But unfortunately, unless you can actually, you know, pick it up and read every letter, you may not actually make that connection. But I'm going to leave that there anyway, because I've spent enough time on it. Okay, let me have a look here, see what else there is. My mum knows Alice, but I don't think she was in the UK. Donna, can you sort that? Can you have a look at that information that I've just passed it across to Sammy? Because I do want to say to you that there's a message also that's coming through, but it's a gentleman that's coming through. Okay, the gentleman is giving me a message. I'm going to start with a message again. So the gentleman is giving me the message that well, it's really funny. Twilight is upon you. So I don't know whether you like the movies Twilight. It's not Twilight, is it? What's those movies with the vampires in it? Can't remember now. But what I want to say to you is your time is coming, okay? The time is coming for change, all right? And I know that you've been sort of like sitting and waiting and waiting and waiting, but the time is definitely coming, all right? That's what he's telling me. He's also showing me that, you know, he's got a baby in his arms as well. So I know that there's some reference there to a baby crossing over, and he has that child, and he's just wanting to let you know she's safe with me. So I'm going to leave that message there, and you know, I'm just going to trust that you can actually place it. Twilight. What's Twilight? Yeah, okay. I had a brain fart for a minute. All right. Does anybody have any questions relating to mediumship or relating to psychic work or relating to anything at all? Questions? What's your favorite crystals? I'm going to ask you all that. What's your favorite crystals? We've got about 15 minutes left. So let's have a bit of a banter. If anybody wants a reading and wants to jump the queue, you're going to have to be quick before the banter finishes. So you've got 10 minutes to jump the queue. Send me those receipts. Citrine, bloodstone, rose quartz, black obsidian. Oh, Carly, love black obsidian. Now, just remember, somebody asked earlier on in the banter, have I ever done scrying before? Yes, I have. Okay. I have crystal balls that I use for scrying. They have a scrying plate in them. I have a black obsidian scrying plate. And you can scry with water. I've done that many, many times. I've scried with fire. You can do that. You can scry with a candle. All right. So, yes, I have done a whole lot of scrying. And look, I love scrying. I think it's really important. It's a great way to meditate and just close the chitter chatter off. So, yeah, really cool. All right, Dudu, I love you. Let's catch up for a coffee date, maybe tomorrow. Yes, yes, Eliza, you're on the right career path. Agate Christie. Is there any particular color? Tiger's eye. I think it's mica. Mica is not tiger's eye, honey. They're two different things. I have an Apache tear, black obsidian. Oh, I love Apache tears. They're beautiful. Yes, you can scry with crystals. My crystal skull Simon has a beautiful scrying plate on the inside of him. So when I'm talking about a scrying plate, it's the way that the crystal grows. And you know how you see crystals with cracks in it inside them? It's like that. You need a solid surface to bounce those images off. Blue lace agate, beautiful. The throat chakra. I was just talking about blue lace agate the other day, actually, and just saying how probably about 10 years ago, the mines of blue lace agate were sort of depleted, and then suddenly they found another mine with blue lace in it. But for a while, it was so hard to actually, get hold of. I love blue lace agate. What else do we got here? Tiger's eye is one. Yeah, I love tiger's eye. Do you know that tiger's eye is actually fossilized asbestos? There's a bit of trivia for you. Francis, what have you got? Ink. What is that? Ink? I don't know what that's about. Malachite. Sarah, love malachite. Just remember that malachite, any of the ITEs, malachite, kyanite, shungite, any of those usually with ITE do have a poisonous compound to them. Should never be ingested. Keep them away from animals. And if you're going to make an elixir out of them, don't put them directly in the water. Okay. Just be mindful that they do have a poisonous contact. Jade, love jade. Lena, is it jade? Is it new jade or is it nephrite jade? Which jade do you love? Sammy, if you're drawn to smoky quartz, then get a smoky quartz. If you have a clear piece of quartz, you can actually program it to bring in the properties of smoky quartz. And, you may not have it, but you have those properties that are coming in that are being drawn through that transmission, and the transmitter that is the clear quartz, which is cool. Most of my crystals are from the rockery in Longwood. I don't know where that is, Christy, but yeah, I'm not quite sure. Scrying by the Bedouin boys with a small amount of ink in their palms. What is that, Francis? Is it a song or something? I don't know what that is. There you go. Oh, you love both. I love nephrite jade. I think that's beautiful. To me, nephrite jade is an older jade. I don't know why I see it as that, but I just do see it as that. One of my favorite crystals also is I'm a thing for red. So I really love garnet and I really love ruby as well. And I love carnelian. I just love too many crystals, really. I don't use them anymore. In the Middle East during the war. Still don't know what that is. Francis, you'll have to explain that to me when I actually see you. Yeah. Oh, I get it. Totally having a brain fart, right? So, Francis, you did scrying with the Bedouin people, and they had a small amount of ink in their palms. Yeah, you can do that, of course. Anything that has a shiny surface, you can scry with a mirror. You can scry on a piece of glass. You know, there's so many. Ruby is so expensive. I had ruby with zoisite, not ruby. You can get tumbled ruby, okay, Wendy. It's not gem quality, but you can actually get ruby. I had some beautiful tumbled ruby stones. Cheryl, I don't know whether you can get that, but if you do want ruby, I can actually get that for you. You want to know my story about when I realized I could talk to dead people? Ooh, the first time I realized, or the first time I remember something up, is my granddad passed away, and I it was about 2 weeks after his. Actually, no, it wasn't 2 weeks after his passing. It was a few days after his passing. I woke up and he was standing at the end of my bed, and I totally had a like, oh my god, meltdown, because he was standing at the end of the bed. He wasn't really saying anything, and he was dressed in a blue nightgown. And I thought, well, either my grandfather's turns into a transvestite or there's something going on here. But either way, I shit myself because I had no idea what it was. Yeah, it was a full apparition, and it was just like I'm looking at somebody I'm looking at in this reality. And he had this 90 on. It was probably 3 a.m. in the morning, and my partner at the time was snoring the head off. And I rang up mum, going like, I have no idea, but Pop's in my room. He's wearing a dress, and this is what it looks like. And I described it to her. I said, it looks like he's put on Nana's 90. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, honestly, he's wearing a dress. It's got ruffled sleeves. The neck is high. It looks like something out of the Victorian era. And she started laughing, and she said, that's the burial robe that we buried him in. She said it was blue. It looked like a 90, but it was actually called a burial robe. And the reason why we chose it is because his neck was really bad damage by them trying to save his life with the aorta. And his hands were really bruised from all of the drips and things that they again tried to save his life with. He died from a AAA aneurysm, and the cuffs of the sleeves just came down over his hands. So that's the first memory of spirit that I have. So there you go. And that's probably 25, 30 years ago now. Really interesting. And then sort of like I sort of like put that to the back of my mind for ages. And I always loved crystals. I always loved anything shiny. And so my journey actually started with crystals, became a crystal master. And I worked with a very good friend who is in the industry now, quite high up. And we used to teach crystals and sort of like travel state to state. And then I started reading for myself and learning all about Native American Indian medicine and just some of the, I guess, spiritual properties behind their rituals, and, you know, how to make drums and how to make dream catchers and how to make smudge fans and shields and all that sort of stuff. I learned how to do all that hands-on work. And then I got a bit bored of that because I learned as much as I could, and I switched over to South American shamanism, and I actually studied for 4 years under a master in Toltec. Went to Mexico, did all of that sort of stuff, and then I sort of like looked into the Celtic side, which is my history, and learned about runes. And so over the years I've made a lot of runes for people, hand carved them, and I guess, you know, you're always evolving. And recent years I've sort of turned my energy towards mediumship because it helps people. You know, there's a purpose for it, and I guess I put myself out there because I have this incredible gift. And, you know, if it can help somebody out by, you know, I mean, you never get rid of grief. You'll never ever get rid of grief. But if I can give somebody the tools to sort of like deal with that grief a little bit better, then, you know, my gift isn't wasted in this world. And that's why I do what I do. Belinda Rogers, I had the same thing with my nanny when I was younger. She was sitting on the end of my bed. She didn't talk, but I knew she was talking to me. Yeah, so crazy. So crazy. Does anybody have a question? Again, if anybody wants to jump the queue, gonna have to be real quick. Show me that $10 because I'm about to get off. Was mediumship always there, or did you learn it? Can somebody learn it? Carly, I'm a believer that you have to be born into mediumship. I'm fourth generation, so my mum's got it. My grandmother had it. My grandfather's mother had it, and my grandmother's mother had it as well. So it comes from both great grandmothers, and then my grandmother and my mum. So it's fourth generation. And look, you know, people are born with it, but you have to really develop it as well. It's like, you know, you can write with a pen, but you've got to develop it and hone it in. Okay. And so you have to sort of like really work hard. And I've been in the industry now for nearly 30 years, one way or another. And, you know, it's one thing that really frustrates me when mediums go out there and do these one-day courses or weekend courses and then get handed the certificate that they're a medium. And it really frustrates me because it's not enough. You know, it's just not enough. People might have the basic, yes, might have the basic foundation, and they certainly might be born into, you know, excuse me, get off my computer.